Happy Camper Radio.
It is the Happy Camper Radio Show, episode 266. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And, folks, we're going to make a happy camper out of you if you're not already one. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm all right.
Glad to have you back in the studio again.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, on the show, we're going to be welcoming Brent Beery of DOD Outdoors. Now, DOD Outdoors is the leading camping gear brand in Asia. And Brent is here today to talk about DOD Outdoors in North America. Everybody loves quality camping gear, especially me and you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So he's got a lot to talk about, and he's waiting in the shadows. Episode 266 of the Happy Camper Radio Show is coming at you right now.
Happy Camper Radio.
And, of course, the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners like yourself. You can find us in many of the podcast directories out there, whichever one that you favor. Yeah, you can find Happy Camper Radio right there. Just pop us in your search engine.
Yes,
Even
sir.
if you're switching around, you can find us there. Yeah, okay. And, of course, you can find us on our website, too, at www.happycamperradio.com. You can like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Is it Twitter or X now, Daniel?
Twitter X, I don't know.
Twitter X?
They changed the symbol, I know that.
Oh, has the bird flew the coop yet?
It has flown the coop.
Okay.
It's
Well,
all X.
it's going to take me a minute to start calling it X, but for right now, we'll call it Twitter. Yeah, you can still find us there, okay? But the ideal place to enjoy Happy Camper Radio is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we've got camera equipment, lighting in the studio, and you can see Daniel and I do the show just by logging onto YouTube and popping Happy Camper Radio, again, in the search engine. And by all means, when you see us, you're going to want to see every single episode from here on out. So right down there in the lower right-hand corner, okay? Yeah, look for it right there. It's the box with a little pup tent inside of it. If you're watching us on your home computer or your work computer, if you can do that without the boss watching you, or your phone or your iPad, click on that little box right down there with a pup tent, and you'll never miss an episode of the Happy Camper Radio Show. Daniel, we had an exciting week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we were on the ATC podcast. Now, ATC is at the campsite. And this is a podcast hosted by Rick Kessler and Joe Mell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
It was fun.
if you haven't caught it already, check it out. We have it on our YouTube, or not our YouTube, but our Facebook page. And, if you want to actually catch it, wherever you may be, just look it up online, okay? It's at thecampsite.com. Now, it's right down here on the bottom of the page if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, there's the website.
Okay.
You can catch it right there as well, some of the other episodes they did. But we had a great time.
Yeah.
And, and as Rick stated, sitting around and talking with us for about 30 minutes is no different than us four sitting around the campfire.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay? Yeah, we just
I prefer the campground, though.
I do it. Hey, as long as there's a campfire there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
we've got recliners and camping chairs, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's exactly where I prefer to be, too. And I love taking Happy Camper Radio out on the road. We just need to actually, you and me and the better half is get together more often.
Yeah.
And actually sit there with these microphones and everything, and any campground guest that we have around us. That would be the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring the gear. I'm a gear freak, as I said on the program. So, yeah. That was really interesting. Hey, you know what? I've got a camping trip lined up. Tomorrow, about this time, I'm going to be pulling out of the driveway, heading back to my favorite camping destination,
45.
the Bald Ridge Creek Campground on Site 45. It's about an hour away from here. It's just far enough away. It's not like, we're across the way here, and, I'm not going to be doing that again. It's too close to home.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
It took me to go there with my RV to realize that finally. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
It's too close to home, But Lake Lanier is just absolutely beautiful. And this campsite here, Site 45, I managed to get the last 5-day block this camping season. It's a popular site because it's really tough to get. Everybody likes it.
Yeah.
It's right by the lake. And, of course, this is going to be very therapeutic for both me and Sadie. But anyway, this past week, I went ahead and installed a magnetic screen door. I finally found one after a very long, thorough search on Amazon, because most of the magnetic screen doors are kind of like for the home. It's like your interior and exterior
I've
doors.
seen them for garages too. Yeah.
But your RV doors are much narrower.
Yeah.
And I managed to find one. It was I think it was like 33 by 75, but it was a perfect fit for my RV.
Good.
And I mainly got this, Daniel, because, Sadie is, she's in and out all the time. All right. Sometimes she's outside. Sometimes she just wants to go into the air-conditioned comfort. And every time, even though the Grand Design RVs come with screen doors attached, I've got to get out of my camping chair and I've got to open the door for her. I got to close the door for her. When she's ready to come out, it's the same routine.
You're her butler.
Now, yeah. But now, I got her this ramp because she's an older girl and, she needs to get up those steps a little bit easier. But I got that ramp for her about 6-7 months ago. And now I just got to get her trained so she just goes there and lets herself in and out.
There you go.
And keeping the bugs out, that is the most important thing.
Definitely.
Daniel, if you're here in the South and you've got a lot of rain and you got some extensive heat, you're going to have more bugs than you actually want to deal with. Now, I've got my bug spray, so I'm outside. I'm okay. All right. But, I want to keep the bugs out of the RV. And this is going to be another fine investment that I made for my RV. And I'm going to enjoy it many, many years down the road. I just hope I have my old girl Sadie here with me for a good long time. She's not going to be here in the studio long, I'll tell you now. Well, Daniel, on the show today, we have a very special guest. And I am so excited. He has a lot to talk about. We're going to get him on the phone right now.
Happy Camper Radio.
Joining us today on the Happy Camper Radio Show is Brent Beery of DOD Outdoors. Brent, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Skip. How are you?
Great. Glad to have you on board here with us. Now, you have an outfitting company, or should I say a camping company. Is that correct?
It is a camping gear brand.
Camping gear brand, okay.
It's a Japanese brand founded in 1997, just arrived in North America.
And you are actually the leading camping gear brand in Asia.
Yeah, I mean, no one knows for sure, right? There aren't good market metrics on this, but we are probably the best-selling camping gear brand in that sort of middle-high market.
Okay. And what type of gear do you sell?
We sell tents. We sell camp furniture. We sell camp cooking gear. My kids are playing in the background. I don't know if you
That's okay.
readers are
That's
hearing the
okay.
audio
Hey,
on that.
your kids are future campers, and that's all right.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're current campers. I take them out all the time.
Oh, great. Good for you. I usually have my dog Sadie in the studio with me. She's outside running right now because she does not like Daniel. But I tell you what, she goes camping with me everywhere I go. I don't go on any camping trip without her, and it wouldn't be the same if I didn't have her. Just like your kids, same way.
Yeah. So we make big tents. We also make small tents, but we make big tents. We make camp furniture like collapsible, foldable tables and chairs. All kinds of camp cooking gear, camp fire gear like collapsible, packable fire stoves, wood stoves, and we make some carry and storage gear like portable boxes and camp wagons. Okay.
Now, what makes your camping gear unique compared to, say, like the American-made brands?
Well, let me take a step back and answer that question a little bit differently. What I spent 20 years in Asia leading up to COVID. When COVID hit, they kicked foreigners out of China, unfortunately. But I spent my adult life camping in Asia. And the way Asians camp is, if they're not backpacking, right, and Asians largely don't RV, unfortunately, it hasn't really hit there yet. But if they're not backpacking, then they go out with camping gear, very distinct from backpacking gear. Big tents, thick, comfortable mattresses, cast iron cookware, really comfortable camp chairs. And when I got back from Asia, I've been camping like that for 20 years in Asia. And when I got back here from Asia, I saw Americans car camping with backpacking gear. So that's products designed to be small and light, but at the expense of being comfortable and functional. So that was the genesis of our company, Great Outdoors, going to DOD in Japan and saying, hey, I think that there's a place for you guys in the U.S. market because Americans are missing that comfortable aspect of camping gear that they could have if they're not lugging it up a mountain on their back.
Right. And I'll tell you, and I have seen what you're talking about on more than one occasion. When you want to go camping, you want to be comfortable. There's no question about it. And this is something that people over in Asia, when they go out there, they really go all the way to enjoy, correct?
Yeah, look, the concept of type 1 and type 2 fun. I talk about this all the time.
Okay.
Have you heard of that concept before?
No.
Yeah. So type 2 fun is when you do something that in the moment is miserable. Climbing a mountain in a snowstorm. But returning home and reminiscing on it was a fantastic experience. I think in our life we have all kinds of type 2 experiences. Difficult and tough in the moment where you're thinking, man, why am I doing this? But by the time you get home, your memories of it have morphed into, wow, that was a fantastic experience, even though it was tough in the moment. That's type 2 fun. And I think most backpacking trips kind of fit into type 2. They don't have to, but often, you're doing 15 miles a day over rough ground. You're carrying your entire camp on your back. You're eating crappy, freeze-dried or boiling bagged food. You're sleeping on a thin mattress, so you're getting a tough night's sleep. All those things make it type 2 fun. Well, my argument is that camping, car camping, where you're going in and you're not so much worried about the weight of the gear, you're not carrying it on your back, should be type 1 fun. It should be fun in the moment. It should be a pleasure while you're doing it. And if it is, people will go out more often and they'll stay out longer.
I see what you're talking about now. Yeah. Okay. Do they do a lot of car camping over in Asia?
Yeah, of course there is a backpacking world in Asia, but the difference is that so the big camping markets of Asia are the more developed economies. That's Taiwan, China, Japan, and Korea. Mm-hmm. Southeast Asia, not as much, but in those Northeast Asian markets, they don't have the long trails like the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail or whatever. They don't have a lot of long trails where you can do point-to-point backpacking. So if people want to get out, they get in their car, they drive to someplace beautiful, and then they set up this comfortable camp.
Okay.
And that's the most common way to experience the outdoors in that kind of overnight camping way.
Okay, so they find a place to camp and they set their tent up and their sleeping bag and everything. And with the type of a gear you're talking about, I mean, they're basically living in luxury in a way.
That's right. It's something like the level of experience that an RVer would have, mm-hmm. but they're doing it in a tent.
Okay.
It's almost. I hate the word glamping. Okay, I just don't like it.
I don't either. Who made that up anyway? Do you have any idea? I mean, I hear glamping so much, and anybody that wants to go glamping but refuses to go camping, they might as well stay in a 5-star hotel. That's the way I look at it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 5-star
I see the
hotel
pictures,
in the form of a tent.
I see pictures of bedroom setups, carpeting, dressers in a tent. I've got, who made this stuff up? It's ridiculous, but there's some people that are into that.
That's not the image that I want to conjure. So I probably shouldn't have brought it up. I just wanted to say that that's not what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
But it's a way to go out. Let me contrast two different styles of tents for you. There exists and has existed since I was a kid 40 years ago, a type of big family tent. They're usually marketed as 14-person 3-room tents. They can cost anywhere from $99 to $299 on pick your, big box or Amazon or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they are ugly. They are very low quality. They might last one trip. Maximum you get one season out of them. They're very hard to set up, and they're very easy to break. Now, they have a floor in them. One of the innovations of DOD tents is, and it's going to sound strange to people, but stick with me, we don't put floors, or we don't put permanent floors. We put removable floors in our tent because during the day, you got your boots on. If you're walking, if you have a floor in your tent, you can't walk in and out of that tent. People are very reluctant to walk in camping boots, dirty boots, inside of a floored tent. Mm-hmm. So the tent becomes a sleeping chamber only. You go in there to sleep, you go in there to change clothes, you store gear in there, and that's it. During the day, you're outside of the tent. DOD doesn't put floors in their tents. So during the day, you move in and out of the tent casually. You can use it for having meals, hanging out, staging gear for the day. If it's too sunny, it's a sun tent. If it's buggy, the panels zip down, it's a bug tent. If it's raining, the rain flies zip down, and it's a rain shelter. At night, in the evening, you clip in the removable floor, and that gives you a fantastic, warm, comfortable spot where you can actually be lounging on the ground. And at night, when you're ready for sleep, you have this very easy to clip in, zippable mesh bed chamber that hangs inside of the bigger tent, where you can be, zipped in with your super thick, comfortable mattress and your sleeping bag.
Sure. I hear what you're saying.
So so the idea is that it's adaptable. Throughout the day, you can use it. During the day, it's one kind of tent. In the evening, when you're lounging, it's another kind of tent. At night, when you're sleeping, it's another kind of tent.
Yeah, when you mentioned family tent, I'm thinking back about 40, 50 years ago when I was camping as a little youngster with my family. And the tent back then, I'm telling you, it was a monster. It was a bear. It was a big tent. It was made of canvas, and the poles were aluminum. And I think they were bending after the first camping trip. So we've come a long way over the years. But I can understand. When you go camping, right now I'm an RV camper. I gave up primitive camping last year after the last rainstorm wore me out. We've talked about that numerous times on our show.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
But I'm an RV guy right now, so yeah, I'm enjoying the comfort, and I'm not complaining about it because I'm up there in my years, and it's about time that when I go camping, if the weather wants to get nasty, I just go inside and forget about it. Okay, but there are folks out there that are still primitive campers that need good gear. And, and I encourage anybody that's going to be camping for the very first time, buy yourself some good gear. You could go the cheap way out. You're going to be changing your gear out if you do that. But you sell all kinds of gear from what you're telling me.
Yeah, that's right. We don't sell everything you need. We don't sell lighting, for example. So we're not a one-stop shop, but to set up your camp with tent, furniture, and sleeping, we cover all of that. And I see these campers who, in every other aspect of their life, buy nice things, want things that are quality and they're going to last. They don't want disposable products, once and done. Who, when they go camping, buy once and done, and it's crazy. You can buy nice stuff that's going to last, 5, 10 years, multiple seasons. And get a much better camping experience out of it. And ultimately, if you buy one tent that lasts 10 years, that's a lot better than buying a crappy tent that lasts 1 year and having to do it every year for 10 years. And ultimately, you save money. Very
true. In my case here, I'm reflecting now back on the years that I had been primitive camping, and I had been through a number of tents, and I spent quite a bit of money on them, and every one of them got destroyed by rain. So, and I know there's not going to be a tent out there that's going to be completely weather resistant, that, it's not going to be destroyed by the elements of nature. But, it's important that when you do go camping and you decide that this is something you want to do, and you want to do it on a regular basis, and maybe 2 or 3 times a year even, okay, you want to make sure that you have good quality gear, and you want to get out there and you want to relax. And, look, I have been on some nasty camping trips that sometimes, I sit back and say, why did I even do that? Considering the gear I had at the time and the weather conditions that I was dealing with. But, for the most part, I've had a great venture since I'd taken up camping many years ago as a youngster.
Yes, some of my best experiences, some of my best memories in life are camping trips. And I love that I get to share that with my boys. I got twin 4-year-olds, almost 4, and we go out all the time. And they have a great time, and they love it. And it's so much better than so many other activities they could be doing, like sitting in front of a TV. They go out and they engage and they explore, and they're never bored in camp because there's so much going on in nature for kids.
Yeah, and even the fact that I have adapted to the RV life right now. I've got a TV in my RV, but I only use that on days when the weather is ugly or I'm having trouble sleeping at night, and I just got to pop in a movie or something like that. Outside of that, I am outside the RV. I'm enjoying nature, and that's really the way it ought to be. And the fact that, that your boys are this young, they still have many, many years ahead of them to enjoy the great outdoors as we describe it.
I'll tell you, we actually have a product which is a cinema screen that clips into one of the ribs of the tent, and you bring along a portable projector and a TV or anything. You can Bluetooth a feed into the portable projector, and you can watch movies in the tent. Like, I don't go camping so that my kids can watch movies, but it definitely happens that sometimes you just want to have that, like, especially when we camp in the darker half of the year. If it gets dark really early and the boys will just be tired of sitting and staring at the fire after an hour or two, that we need something to entertain them. And we have that then. We clip in the cinema screen, we throw up the little projector, and they can watch a cartoon for half an hour. So that's great to have. And I get it, when you're out, sometimes you want that little bit of comfort from home too, just to kind of decompress from the intense experience of being in nature.
And I think we can reflect back on our younger years, or maybe we can't, but when we were very young, we had to keep busy. There are so many things that we have to do when we're out camping or we're out hiking or doing whatever, that, if you don't keep your kids busy, they're going to get bored real quick. So, yeah, in a situation like that, I can understand where, if they're tired, they want to relax, they want to get inside the tent and lay on their sleeping bag. Yeah, you might want to pop a movie or something like that. You can do board games and things, but just do that for so long. But yeah, I tell you what, this sounds very interesting. And where can our listeners find DOD Outdoors online?
So DODOutdoors.com is our main website. People who like Amazon will find us there as well. We don't list all of our products on Amazon, but you'll see a good bit of them. And you can look for us on social media like Instagram and Facebook at DOD Outdoors USA. Okay, great. And do you have a listing of all the products that you sell on your website? Yeah, there's a little bit of background, not to get too into detail, but DOD Asia sells thousands of camping products. We just launched in North America, so we only carry about 30 of those products. So on the website, you'll find all of those products available in North America for sale. Come back in 5 years and you'll probably find hundreds more. But we took a bite-sized bit for the launch. So yeah, it's 3 different tents in several different styles. It's a couple of camping chairs and cots and bags and beds for now. Well, that sounds great, Brent. And it sounds like the website to go to if you're looking for good quality gear. If you want to get into primitive camping, if you're already into it, and you want to get yourself some good quality equipment, hey, definitely take a moment here to check them out. It's DODOutdoors.com. Brent, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being on the Happy Camper Radio Show. And let's definitely stay in touch and let me know how things are going, okay? Yeah, great. It was great to meet you guys, and thanks a lot for having me. All right. Thank you, Brent. Daniel, I just love having guests on the program.
Oh, yeah.
You
Different
always learn something from somebody who's calling in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes Happy Camper Radio so special.
Mm-hmm.
We're here anytime somebody wants to get in touch with us, like Brent. You want to be on the program, you want to talk about camping, even if you don't own a camping supply store or anything like that. But, hey, if you enjoy being out there with your kids and you've been to places that other folks would love to be, feel free to share it with us. We'd love to have you on the program. Oh, Daniel, It's time now for our featured campground of the week right here. Where? On the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
Daniel, I'm going to take us right now to the state of North Carolina. I just passed through there about a month or so ago when I went up to Mount Airy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very beautiful country up there. This time we're going to go to the Davidson River Campground. The Davidson River Recreation Area offers camping and outdoor activities for the whole family. The campground boasts several loops, shaded campsites, as well as hiking trails, fishing spots, waterfalls, and several nearby attractions. Just a place I think you would want to go. Yeah. Campsites are organized into 8 loops, and some are adjacent to the water. Sites are mostly shaded and equipped with picnic tables, tent pads, lantern posts, and campfire rings and grills. The facility provides hot showers and restrooms with flush toilets in each loop. Campers can purchase ice and firewood on site, and I like that idea, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like leaving the campground for any reason whatsoever, especially if I have to go out and buy firewood somewhere. If they sell it right there, I'll buy it right there. Yes.
Yep.
And you can rent bikes nearby as well. A lot of information is right there on their website. Check it all out. We're going to have a link to it on our homepage at Happy Camper Radio all week long. And by all means, check out the Know Before You Go items. Before you make your reservations, you want to make sure that you know everything possible. and check that out too, okay? Also, don't move firewood. Protect the trees from those tree-killing pests. Protect the forest from those tree-killing pests by purchasing your firewood locally and burning it on site. Do not bring it from home, all right? Protect the environment, and that's so very, very important. But anyway, this is a great campground. If you happen to be traveling through the state of North Carolina, consider the Davidson River Campground. It is our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel. HappyCamperRadio.com.
And if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, please get in touch with us. My email address is skip@happycamperradio.com, or get in touch with this guy,
Daniel at happycamperradio.com.
and by all means be sure to include a link to the campground website. Well, Daniel, I've got some packing to do. I'm going to be loading up my RV, probably turning the refrigerator on about 3 o'clock in the morning and getting it all chilled off, because tomorrow about this time, I'm going to be enjoying myself right up there on Lake Sidney Lanier. And I'll tell you what, I am so pumped up and so excited about this. And anyway, Daniel, I'll have a lot to talk about. I'll give you a full report next week when we get back.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Got many more camping trips ahead of us, too. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly as I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us on the web. We're there 24/7 at www.happycamperradio.com. You can like us on Facebook. Follow us on X or Twitter. Twitter X. Yeah.
Twitter X.
And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. More happy today, I think, than I'll be ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready to camp.
And by all means, friends, you do like we do. We'll make a happy camper out of you. Talk to you again soon. This is Happy Camper Radio.